channel. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget you can like, share, subscribe, and you can also donate via my PayPal. I'll show you guys it below. I'll try and get Cash App, but I don't think Cash App works in Trinidad and Tobago, so forget about that. All right, we're talking about Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna. I was talking to you guys, and then I was cut off by my phone. This is just the way how it is when you don't have the greatest technology in the world. You got substandard shit. This is what happens. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, Javier Fortuna fought really good competition. Ryan Garcia, this is going to be his first real step up in competition since Luke Campbell. Basically, Javier Fortuna has been a secondary world champion. Luke Campbell has never been. Javier Fortuna has beaten world champions. Luke Campbell has not beaten a world champion. All right, so these are some of the things we're thinking about when you think of experience, knowledge, etc. So with Ryan Garcia is known for throwing hooks. Javier Fortuna also is a hooker, somewhat. You know, even he arcs his punches. He doesn't always throw them straight. Both guys are not really jabbers. It really leads to, in the crypto arena, a really good matchup, a really good fight. Okay, so let me just get down to what I predict in this fight. Javier Fortuna, like I said before, he tires as the fight goes along. Um, for Ryan Garcia, he'll need to invest to the body. He'll need to do some body work. We're gonna have Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna has decent defense, pretty sharp defense. So you're not just gonna get Javier Fortuna out of there like that. He also has, he throws lead rights, he throws lead right hooks, he throws counter rights. He puts his combinations together, and he can really work your head and the body very well, as does Ryan Garcia, who's a little sharper, a little bit quicker. But I do believe that Ryan Garcia is still going to be open for that left hook, and so I can see Javier Fortuna catching him with a left hook, maybe early in the fight. What Javier Fortuna has to do is establish his power on Ryan Garcia. Let Ryan Garcia realize that he's got some heat on him, because once he can do that, now he can back Ryan Garcia up, and now we have to watch Ryan Garcia fight a guy going backwards. Of course, Ryan Garcia is also dangerous going backwards because he likes to throw that check left hook and catch you as you're coming in. So this is what Ryan Garcia will be looking for when Javier Fortuna tries to close the distance to come in on him as a southpaw. Um, but having said all of that, this is actually going to be a better fight than people think in the crypto arena. I don't think this fight is going. Some people say this fight is going 2 rounds, 3 rounds. I think this is going. It either goes the distance or it's Ryan Garcia by stoppage late. But don't be surprised having Fortuna catching Ryan Garcia with a left hand, a sort of hook, kind of hook. It's a long left. Okay, it's gonna be kind of arcing long left. Don't be surprised if he catches him with that, and a right hook off of that hurts Ryan Garcia, has him sort of staggered and dazed for a minute as he works the body and head, and he just runs his combinations, because you're gonna see that with Javier Fortuna. Yes, Javier Fortuna is a little wild with some shots, but Javier Fortuna actually, I think, does better against taller fighters than he does against guys his same size, like Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz is an excellent body fighter. He knows how to find the beats and the spaces in between. If Ryan Garcia has been paying attention to either Jojo Diaz or even Jason Sosa's fight, where again super sharp guys against Fortuna, he may have the recipe to get Fortuna out of there, and relatively fast. Ryan's talking about Fortuna not even touching him. I think he's depending on his speed, his quickness, and his sharpness for that. But I think that having Fortuna is going to show, especially in this last dance, that he has his last chance at really beating a name. And having faced competition on the level of Ryan Garcia, or even better, in terms of qualifications, not necessarily in terms of skill, that he's very confident that he could teach this young bull some new tricks. So, and if he stays rough and rugged as well, kind of roughs up Ryan Garcia on the inside, uses his physical strength, uses physical size. 140 really does well for Javier Fortuna, so it's a good thing he didn't have to lose all that weight as well. So Fortuna's coming in strong. He's coming in determined. He's coming in motivated. I think that Javier Fortuna is really going to gonna let people know, put some respect on my name. This is what he's gonna do in this fight. He's gonna say, put some respect on my name, even if he does lose the fight by decision. Some people are gonna argue, maybe. Some people will argue Javier Fortuna. I'm not gonna be disrespected. Nobody gonna get me out of there in 4 rounds. I'm a very skilled fighter. I'm an all-round fighter, and so even though he got beaten by Jojo Diaz, he's gonna come out there trying to prove that no, I ain't no walk in no cakewalk. I ain't no walk in the park, and I'm gonna make sure that you get that. And now, if he comes in with that kind of determination, with that kind of mindset against Ryan Garcia, this fight is going to go probably the distance. Okay, but he has to be in tip-top shape. He has to be. When I looked at him on the scales, he kind of looked a little fatty. I didn't see the abs that I normally see, but of course, age and his last fight I think was early this year or last year. I can't remember. So anyway, he looked great in that fight, by the way, when he stopped the other guy. So he still has the speed, the reflexes, everything's kind of there, and probably the time is a little bit off, whatever. But he is a tough fight. I'm gonna say that for almost any fighter. We will see now really where Ryan Garcia fits in there. I think Ryan hasn't been tested like that, and he's about to get tested by a rough and rugged guy who can bob and weave, slip and slide. He can do it all. Okay, so he can cut distance. He can get to the inside of Ryan if he needs to. He got good head movement, everything. Javier Fortuna has everything it takes to win a fight. So if he's truly motivated for this fight, he could really push Ryan to the limit and even be ahead on the scorecards. Because Ryan's speed and all of that is cool. But once Javier Fortuna had a good look at him, understand his speed, his quickness, and the hooks. Ryan Garcia loves to use that check hook. He loves to use it catching you coming in with his combinations. He likes to throw that check hook. So once Javier Fortuna can get past the check hook, bobbing and weaving, slip under the check hook, slip under the right hook, Ryan tries to put hooks together, spares to the body and runs some shots to the body and then loops the overhand shots. That one of those overhand, either overhand left or overhand rights could catch Ryan because Ryan's so tall. And if he's just pulling back, he gonna get caught. You know what I mean? He better keep this. He better keep his phone on the phone booth. And that's one thing Javier Fortuna does. He keeps his phone on his phone booth. So we're gonna see if Javier Fortuna comes sharp and ready, and he's anything like the Javier Fortuna we know, he's gonna give Ryan Garcia a run for his money. All right, my prediction. Having said all of that, thinking of Javier Fortuna's age, thinking about Ryan Garcia trying to make a statement, thinking of Javier Fortuna seeking to make the upset in the sense of Ryan Garcia's probably not the best fighter he's faced, but definitely the most high-profile fighter he's going to be facing. I think that Javier Fortuna is going to try to seek to get the upset. Okay, having said all that, this is what my prediction is. My prediction is that late in the fight, Ryan Garcia is going to have the opportunity to stop Javier Fortuna, but I believe he's still not going to stop him. In this particular fight, I think Ryan Garcia is going to go the distance with Javier Fortuna and get the decision. I see Javier Fortuna hurting Ryan Garcia. I see Javier Fortuna going for broke after that, but not getting him out of there because Ryan Garcia is a big guy. He's a 140 pounder. They're going to be pounding each other even harder than if they were at 135 because they're both going to be healthy. They're both going to be at 140. Javier Fortuna is a tough guy. Don't get it twisted. Javier Fortuna, you ain't going to knock out Javier Fortuna in the first 2 rounds. I don't see that happening. He's tough. He's also slick. He's also skilled. He's also tricky. He has good defense. His timing is different. And so I don't see Javier Fortuna getting knocked out early. What I do see, if possible, but I'm not going to add it in because it's not going to happen, is I think that, what happened with Jason Sosa or what happened with Jojo Diaz, if somehow Ryan Garcia can put together some body punches, and again, Javier Fortuna protects his body very well, takes a special body puncher. You have to be a body puncher to find those gaps and spaces to target Javier Fortuna's body. And yes, Ryan does have good speed, good pop, but I don't know if Ryan can capitalize on Javier Fortuna's body being so tall as well and fighting so tall. I don't know if he'll capitalize on Javier Fortuna's body enough to slow him down enough to catch him with the big shot he wants to catch him with. And Ryan does want to make a statement with this fight, and he probably will, in terms of, putting combinations together, trying to get Javier Fortuna out of there. Do I see anybody getting knocked down? If anyone gets knocked down, I think it's going to be it could be both of them because they're both open to left hooks at times, especially late in the fight. Javier Fortuna is open to a left hook. With Ryan, but Javier's more open to body punches if you can place your body punches very well. With Ryan, he's open to that left hook. He open for that left hook. No matter what he does, he's gonna get caught with that left hook. So if anybody's gonna go down, it's probably Ryan again. And that Luke Campbell incident probably might replay itself. So we watch to see if that happens. But I think this fight is going the distance. I think Ryan Garcia, as much as he wants the KO, and he's looking for the KO to present itself, I think Javier Fortuna is just too savvy, too smart, and too tricky in there, and he can do too many things, which Ryan Garcia is not thinking about, I'm sure. And I think he's motivated enough because he feels he's being disrespected. He's going to take the fight to Ryan because he can bob and weave, slip and slide, and all of that. He's going to take the fight to Ryan. Let's see if he can back up Ryan. And also, we're going to see if Ryan will rise to the occasion. Ryan can box as well. Even though both guys are not really jabbers, we're going to see what happens in this fight. But if Javier Fortuna fights smart and he fights hard, be very aggressive, but this fight smart. But I don't think any of the guys, I don't think Fortuna or Ryan Garcia is going to get that KO that they're looking for. And they're going to press for it. Both of them are going to press for it. And it's going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be an exciting fight. But I don't think, this is my prediction after looking at everything and considering, yes, Javier Fortuna has been stopped by Jason Sosa, never been stopped after that. And there were lots of guys who could have taken advantage of the situation and stopped him, including Jojo Diaz, and they couldn't. I think he's very durable. I think he's very strong. I think his defense is very good. And I just don't think that this guy, Luke Campbell, I could have seen Luke Campbell getting stopped. And I said Ryan was going to stop Luke Campbell, but I don't think Ryan's going to stop Javier Fortuna. And I think after this fight with Ryan Garcia, Javier Fortuna's stock is going to go up because, but he has to have his conditioning on point. Otherwise, Ryan is going to stop him if he starts to fade. But if he doesn't fade, more or less consistency in terms of his activity and so on, I can see this fight going the distance and Ryan Garcia getting the decision. And, depending on how Fortuna fights, this could set him up for future fights, because if he does well against Ryan Garcia, and I'm telling you, man, Fortuna knows the stakes are high on this one. And, he had the opportunity was passed up the first time. So I do believe that Javier Fortuna is going to be very motivated for this fight. And seeing that he thinks that Ryan Garcia is counting him out, underestimating how much skill he has and how much ability he has, and he's not an awkward fighter, he's a skill fighter. I want to hear that shit. Okay, he's a skill fighter, very skilled fighter. So if Ryan Garcia can pull off what I don't think he's going to do, which is stop Javier Fortuna. Now, mind you, this is from my assessment of looking at it. I took a step back because initially I said, "Oh, Ryan Garcia is going to knock him out," right? But then when I started to go through Javier Fortuna's fights, browsing through the different fights and seeing what he can bring to the table, the only thing that lets down Javier Fortuna is his conditioning. And of late, he's been well conditioned. He's been going the distance with a lot of fights or stopping guys. So I really don't see, Javier Fortuna's even his conditioning fading down the stretch. I'm gonna look to see in the fight. Because that's the thing that will get him in trouble, and that's the thing will slow him down. And Ryan is already sharp and fast. But once Fortuna can get past that speed of Ryan, his speed and sharpness, once he can time that, it's gonna be on. And I think Fortuna needs to come out strong from the get-go and push Ryan Garcia back, make him go under the back foot from the get-go, and he needs to make him respect his power from the get-go. If he can drop him early, great. Same thing for Ryan. Ryan wants to have Fortuna respect his power, so Fortuna will be boxing him more than trying to mix it up on the inside. And Ryan is quick on the inside with short, sharp shots as well. So, it's really an interesting fight, actually, when I think about it. And if Fortuna is not coming to lay down, if Fortuna is not coming just for a paycheck, he's trying to get bigger and better fights, and he's going to fight his ass off to win. We're going to have a hell of a fight. StubHub has always had, crypto arenas always have hell of fights. So hopefully this fight goes the full 12 rounds or close to the full 12 rounds. That would be great, especially if it's a firefight all the way down to the first 12 rounds. That's what the crypto arena is known for. Guys come to fight in the crypto arena. So hopefully that's what we get to see. And let me say this. Even if Ryan doesn't stop, he doesn't stop Javier Fortuna. If things work out the way how I predict them, right? and he doesn't stop Javier Fortuna, does that mean that Ryan Garcia is not ready to face Tank Davis? No, it would not mean that, but it would mean this. It means he still could face Tank Davis next, but I just believe that it would show that he still, you can't always have sensational fights. You know what I mean? So the guy, Javier Fortuna, remember, Javier Fortuna is basically a southpaw like Tank. He's a very skilled fighter. He's not awkward. He's gonna be awkward, yes, to the guys, but he's a skilled fighter. That's what he is. Let's call it what it is. People try to disrespect him, call him awkward. He's not awkward. He's skilled. Okay, and he brings a different rhythm. He brings a different timing. He leads different ways. Okay, and that's what you call skill. So he's a skilled fighter, and he's difficult, and that's why a lot of people don't want to face him. Devin Haney wanted to face him. Um, So I think if I would love to see Javier Fortuna face Luke Campbell, because I believe Javier Fortuna would beat Luke Campbell. Um, they're both southpaws. I would love to see that fight. Luke Campbell fights to the end as well, but I think Fortuna would beat Luke Campbell, and hopefully, Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya picked Javier Fortuna for a good reason, and hopefully it will show that Javier Fortuna is a better fighter than Luke Campbell. Because I'm listening to all the commentary out there, and they're disrespecting Javier Fortuna, who has done more than Luke Campbell, who has accomplished more than Luke Campbell. Yes, he started off at featherweight, but so did Jojo Diaz. You know what I mean? And not only that, but Javier Fortuna has more skill than Luke Campbell. Okay, he can do much more things than Luke Campbell can do, and so it's just very disrespectful, in my opinion, how they're putting down Javier Fortuna, because he's from the Dominican Republic, and he got stopped once, but this guy has been multiple times a secondary world champion. This guy has faced world champions and beaten world champions. You know what I mean? So it's kind of disrespectful what they're doing to him. You know, they're trying to make him like a gatekeeper or something. And I think because of that, it's going to give him extra motivation come fight night to prove himself and show what level he's at. And I just think, and StubHub Arena, Crypto Arena, that's the perfect place for this to be showcased. So I do believe Javier Fortuna is going to go out there try to knock out Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is going to try and knock out Javier Fortuna. But ultimately, in the end, I think the fight's going to go to a decision. I think Ryan's going to get the decision, as Javier Fortuna probably knows. But Javier Fortuna is going to probably give a good showing of himself that people will want to see Javier Fortuna again. I think that's what will happen. Of course, Javier Fortuna, they say he's a dirty fighter, but he's not really a dirty fighter. It's just that he sometimes his punches stray low. You know, he does hit and hold, so we have to watch out for that. The referee will have to watch out for that. I hope Ryan's aware of that, because if Javier starts going rough and rugged on him, he better have an answer for that. Because Javier will throw you off your game with that. He did that to Robert Easter. He was doing it to Adrian Granados. He's a tricky guy like that. There's certain techniques and skills I saw Jason Sosa using on him that hopefully Ryan has taken note, or his team, and worked on those things. But yeah, that's basically it. That's what I got. So my prediction is the fight goes the distance. Ryan Garcia gets the decision in a very exciting fight, where the guys go at it. I don't think that Ryan's going to get him out of there. If Ryan gets him out of there, it's probably because Javier Fortuna's conditioning failed him again. So we'll see. All right, guys, that's what I got. What you need out. Don't forget you can subscribe, share. You can also donate to my channel via my PayPal. I'll try to put it down in the comment section below. I'll see you guys later. Peace.